Hello everyone, in the first lesson of this YouTube channel, I will be teaching y'all how to play School by Nirvana from their first album, Bleach. It is the 4th track off of the album. So the pedals that I am using for this are my Boss DS1, which is what Kurt used on Bleach and also on Nevermind as well, but let's get into the lesson. Okay, so at the beginning of the song when it first starts, if you listen to the song, you can hear Kurt just like hitting his neck and making a bunch of feedback sounds. So just basically do that. And then when the main riff comes in, it's a lot of single notes. So the main version of the main riff is 3 open E strings. Da da da. And then after that, it's just a bend on the 5th fret of the E string. And then 2 more E's. Then another bend. And then that's 6 E's and then another bend at the 5th fret. And the bend at the end is slower. So altogether, the main riff is this. So now we get into the verses, and the verses are very similar, like I said. Well, the riff during the verses is almost exactly the same, except that there is an extra bend. Here's a quick little comparison when Kurt's not singing, and then when he is singing. So it's just really an extra bend. It's not really necessary to go into. So when the chorus starts with the C power chord, if you want, you can play the C power chord like this. However, the way Kurt Cobain played his power chords, he just barred his ring finger across the 2 strings. So sometimes he would accidentally get the B string in there. But for the most part, you're just aiming for the A, D, and G. And if you get a little bit of that B string, it's no problem. Then after that, you would go to an A power chord and then slightly bend it as you're picking it. Then an E power chord. Then D. So with the E power chord, the way Kurt played his E power chord, in this song at least, just had the open E string, the 2nd fret of the A, 2nd fret D, G string is muted, then the open B, open high E. So C power chords, just 3, 5, 5 on your A, D, and G strings. Your A power chord is just 5, 7, 7 on your E, A, and D. E power chord is open, 2, 2, muted, open, open. Then your D power chord, that's just open, 2, 3 on your D, G, and B. If you want, you could play your D power chord like this. However, Kurt plays these open D power chords with his index and middle instead of his index and ring. When he plays the C and A part twice, he just cuts it off before he goes back into the main riff. So if I play the chorus in all, that would be... From the verse and the chorus, after those, just the verse again, then the chorus again. We get into the pre-solo part, and for the pre-solo, I wouldn't really say it matters exactly what you play, as long as it's something kind of dissonant sounding, like... Kurt varied it a lot live, and plus I don't really know exactly what it is. It doesn't matter too much if you decide to play in a random way, because he varied it a lot live. After the pre-solo, obviously it would go into the guitar solo, which I'm not going to teach, but then after the solo, goes into the "you're in high school again" part. There's not really any guitar during this part. However, though, during the end, it sounds like the guitar is making some feedback noises, which sounds like kind of hit your open E string and maybe palm muted a little bit. As you're about to go into the ending chorus, and the ending chorus is extended. At the end here, you just end it. That is how the song ends, and that's School by Nirvana. If you like this video, make sure to like and then hit the subscribe button. The settings for this pedal will be at the top right of the screen. And I'll see y'all Nirvana fans on the next video.